There's no better feeling in the whole world than playing a new game and immediately realizing it's going to be an all-time favorite. This isn't exactly an everyday occurrence for me. The last time it happened was probably with Nier Automata or Persona 5 Royal, and these games are getting pretty old already. But a little over a month ago, I booted up a goofy little PlayStation 2 game called Chulip and immediately fell in love with it. This is a video about the weirdest, most charming game you've probably never heard of. I mean, check this out. The game opens up on this absolutely bizarre dream sequence where you meet the girl of your dreams, decide you're in love, only to wake up in the back of the truck that's moving all your furniture to the town where you and your dad will be living, where you find out the girl is real, try to kiss her, fail, and then decide to strengthen your heart in order to win her over by kissing everyone in town. This is of course a completely bug-nuts premise, made even better by the fact that the game's so genuine about it. Your dad is so happy whenever you've kissed someone new, and man, I just want this dumbass kid who can't do anything right to succeed. There's also a genuinely cute connection between the main boy and girl as the only two children in a town full of adults. It frames all the weirdness of the game in a way that really works for me. This world is just unapologetically like this, and that makes it really fun to explore. The whole town and its surrounding areas is a puzzle box with little mysteries around every corner. Like as an example, I was trying to get into this lady's house for the longest time, but she locks it during the day, and when you try to get in at night, she yells at you for entering her garden. But then I found out about this almost entirely invisible intercom, and if you ask her if you can go in through there, she just says yes and then immediately tells you she's part of a cult. A big part of the game is figuring out people's schedules and seeing what you can do on different times of the day. It can be a bit tricky, but I don't think the game is as hard as a lot of people say it is. There's a lot of places around town to heal, and you can always eat sweet potatoes to get some hearts back, although the only way you can get those is by looking through the trash, which also risks damaging you, and there are a lot of places that just do a ton of damage even early on. I was pretty nervous at the beginning when I didn't have a lot of health, but after a couple of walks around town and kissing a few people, I felt a lot safer, which finally allowed me to relax and enjoy the vibes. The game can be a bit cryptic for sure, and some solutions don't make any sense at all, but you can always use the manual as a guide, which is incredible, by the way. It describes every character in the game and how you can kiss them, and it even has a cute little hand-drawn map of every area. I really enjoyed having this thing by my side as I played the game. It made the whole thing feel a lot less daunting. Also, the art's just great. Look at this guy. For a lot of stuff, I didn't even need the guide though. For every hard puzzle, there's also a pretty simple one that's satisfying and easy to solve. Like the frog enjoys the sound of the bell, so whenever the bell gets rung, the frog comes out and you can kiss it. This guy just enjoys running, so you gotta let him finish his run, and then you can kiss him, he gives you an apple, and now you have a run ability. The animation for this is really funny, by the way. Like he's always sweating. Everything's a struggle for this kid. I think all these underground residences are actually my favorite part of the game. It's such a fun concept to have this town with all these people living under it, all in their own little caves that ooze personality. Early on in the game, you even learn these people have jobs, like they fix the wiring and deliver the mail. They're all super unique and charming, and there's like 50 of them. This whole place just feels lived in. In fact, stop me if you've heard me say this before, but I love existing in this game. Every street corner, every part of town, the graveyard, the train station, every lonely little spot looks incredible. I wouldn't want to add or take away anything from this. The big, chunky character models, simple textures, and cartoony lighting that make up this small rural town make for a game that, in my opinion, looks perfect. Visually, this is up there for me, with Wind Waker and Mega Man Legends, games that don't feel limited by the old hardware they run on in the slightest because of their incredible timeless art styles. Oh look guys, it's my favorite movie. It's Fart Woman. Bower Punch. The game's super funny in general, and it's not just the ridiculous situations you find yourself in. It's also the completely insane dialogue. It's a cop asking you if you're a criminal and the default answer being yes. It's later finding out that cop becomes a stalker enemy during the night. It's these ridiculous characters. It's the weird sounds everyone makes when they talk. But mostly it's just a great slapstick comedy. If you like it when things fall over, then this is the game for you, because this guy cannot help himself. Falling over is all he knows how to do. I sure love being him though, because it means I get to live in this little world. I have so much footage of me just sitting around. This is the perfect game for idling. Simply choosing a spot, sitting down, and watching the hours go by has never been this appealing in a game before. Even traveling between locations is great. It's so charming to have to wait on a train that's on an actual schedule, show a ticket, and get in. It's very simple stuff, but it adds so much tactility to this world. There's just so much to this game. I haven't even mentioned a factory yet where you can convince a guy you should totally be allowed to live in this apartment, and then when your main boy goes up, he goes like, ugh, gross. They really had some magic going over at Punchline Studios. They have a crazy track record. They made this, then Rule of Rose, and then went bankrupt. I don't know, I'm pretty sure that's the best run a video game company has ever had.